As far as involvement in civil rights locally, the entire time I came up, it was, and I run into people now I went to school with, and they say, well, we never had a race problem, or, I never noticed that you were black. How can you not notice that I'm black? Because I certainly noticed that they're white. There was only one girl in my class that ever invited me to their home. Judy Weissar's mother had a party. I was in fifth grade, invited the entire class, and I was also invited. And I've never forgotten that because there were other parties and stuff that I was the only person not invited to go along. Um, I went to Catholic school, St. Francis Xavier, etc., and there were issues like little subtle kind of things that happen that you have a tendency to just not even notice it's going on because our parents were sheltering us. Remember, they had enough money that they could do that. There were a couple racial issues. I don't know what it was about in elementary school, but I know my father died in WW2. My stepdad went in there about it, and I know that I was treated better after those couple situations. When I went to DeLone Catholic, I tried out for cheerleader. And somebody down there, I didn't find this out till just about 5 years ago from my mom. Somebody called my mom and told her that I was the best candidate, but that they weren't going to pick me, and they would hope that she would sort of try to smooth the situation for them, because they didn't feel that the parents and the teams and all those people at DeLone, they couldn't handle a black cheerleader. I was in the band. I did play clarinet. Mr. Feeser was like a wonderful person, but that's the reason I didn't become a cheerleader down there. And the entire time I was there, there was a whole group of kids that were very friendly and whatever, and you could tell that they had a different kind of an upbringing. And I was invited to some kind of things, even graduation parties. And I ran into a girl who was married to one of our coaches, and she still remembers. I don't, there's a lot of things when things happen to you, they sort of go into your brain, and apparently you just don't remember. Maybe I've had so many diverse experiences. And she says she remembers when they came up to cookout during graduation week in my mom's house, and how great the fried chicken was and everything like that, and how friendly my stepdad was. And that was the first time she said any of them had ever considered the possibility that all black people weren't. She said, well, after when we came up in school, the only thing they showed us about black people were like Habangis, and some of them use that derogatory term. I don't even think there's a group of people in Africa like that, but it was like all the pickaninnies and that type of thing. So I was always somewhat ashamed when I was in school and they would be showing the missionaries going down the Congo River and stuff like that, because they always showed the negative part, of being black. I didn't experience until we got to the point of employment. The Rian Derrick used to be where they have the Lincoln statue here in Gettysburg. That bottom floor there used to be the Rian Derrick, and it used to go the whole way over into the hospitals thing. And they were having employment. They had some positions they wanted, like little things for high schoolers and stuff. And they apparently had 4 positions. So 3 people went in and got the job, and they were told, if you know anybody else that needs a job, a couple of hours after school, send them in. So they told me, and I went on in. They told me there were no positions. 2 hours later, another person went in who happened to be white, and she got the job. In a lot of ways, when I was growing up, Gettysburg was sort of like a small southern town, with one exception. In the South, the blacks and the whites have always had some kind of relationship. Maybe it was a relationship based upon, you didn't do certain things. We didn't have the thing with the water fountains, etc. But it was very clear. There were certain places where you didn't go. There was that thing of being followed around in stores.